we have been part of the process to facilitate and to start creating the environment for freer movement of people across the African continent, country to country. Our SADC countries, our immediate neighboring countries, if you like, or close to immediate neighboring countries, don't need visas.
Yeah.
But as soon as you go beyond, almost every country needs a visa to come to South Africa. The first challenge is to take stock of whether we really believe in the freer movement of African people on the continent, and I know what our Minister of Foreign Affairs or International Relations, what her view is, being married to a Kenyan, or was married to a Kenyan, I should say.
She's she's pro freedom of movement.
Very much so.
Right.
And I know what our former Minister of International Relations, who was the chairperson of the AU, Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, very much in favor. I mean, she has quite strong feelings. She's saying, look, you want to stop people from coming into the country by way of a visa. What you're probably creating is that people who want to come to South Africa, not necessarily for a holiday visit, are less reluctant to leave if they're here for a few weeks, unable to find a job or just want to stay here for a few weeks because of the difficulty they'll have coming back. Whereas if it was easy, there'd be a movement backward and forward. But that's her thought on the matter. Reality is that we are taking stock of the situation, not only in Africa. We will do, under the leadership of this president, we will do a kind of a stock take of all countries requiring visas afresh. It's never really been done.
Right.
Do a proper review and saying, well, does country X, should country X be required to have a visa like Ukraine or something like that, or not? If so, why? What's the reason for Ukraine needing a visa and Russia not, for argument's sake? So what we did see was the impact of the visa waiver for Russia, and there was a dramatic increase.
Yeah.
And we also saw the negative impact of introduction of a visa to New Zealand as a kind of reciprocal measure, if you like, dramatic decline. So that's the first thing, is do a proper inventory and review of all countries needing visas, including the African countries. In particular, are the countries like Ghana and Nigeria. Nigeria is our biggest African source market outside of the SADC countries. And Kenya, our second biggest. Both of them need visas. The problem, and I'm being really quite frank with you, and I'm very confident that this new administration is going to address these matters much more firmly. I think President Ramaphosa has been there for just over a year, did a lot of things, but still to some extent constrained. I'm confident actually that after these elections, he's going to be much firmer and give much stronger leadership. Where was I? Okay, so let's assume for some reason that we feel Nigerians will still need visas. Then for heaven's sake, make it easier for them to get visas. So they really struggle, and the perception is that we don't want Nigerians in South Africa, we don't want Kenyans in South Africa, or Ugandans, and we're an African country. So it's very bad. So immediate commitment that we already have from the now Acting Director General of Home Affairs is that they're going to put additional staff in some of these countries so that they can process the visas more quickly. The commitment is to move towards an e-visa system rapidly. So I don't quite know what the outcome of it is, but their starting point was a pilot with New Zealand, piloting an e-visa system. But their commitment is to extend the e-visas and online visa applications to a number of other countries in the course of this year, especially China and India. Now that'll make a big difference. Migrating towards e-visas might take a bit of time. I'm not too sure why, because if Ethiopia and Turkey and India can do it, can't see why South Africa can't do it, but either way, the recognition of those other visas is a political/administrative decision. Once you've decided it and you put out an advisory which you can do in 1 week, that's it. That's what happens. And the UK can have visa requirements, and France can have them, and the USA can have them, and people will still go there. That's the reality, because the Chinese travelers, they're all 160 million of them, South Africa is not top of their list. First, they want to go to New York or to California or to London or to Paris. And somewhere down the list is South Africa. So you can have visa requirements and they'll still come.